Go for it.
All right. It is October 10th, 10/10 today. Really, really excited to catch up with you guys on Wednesday. I know these calls are at 8:30. I know you come to the end of a day and you're kind of tired and you're like, oh, this team call. But if you're anything like me, when you get on the call, you leave it feeling super fired up, energized, and you likely stay up 2 more hours doing things that you didn't have on the radar before you got on the call. So we appreciate your time on these calls. We generally spend a significant amount of time and conversation talking about what we want to bring to the table on these calls. And today we are kind of just kind of getting the energy from Dana as she shares a couple of things from leadership. She's not going to tell us every lecture she went on. She'll tell us some takeaways and things. We're celebrating Dana from our tribe, who was the only person to go to leadership from this tribe. So hopefully all of us on this call who want to be at leadership next year are at leadership, and we're going to these things together, celebrating 5-star multiple times in this downline. And going to these leaderships. My 2 cents, I was lucky enough to go 4 years ago when it was 2-star diamonds that got to go to this leadership thing, and it is forever been my favorite event, and I just have yet to get back there. But things are changing. I'm not gonna be saying this again next year. I will be there next year, and I hope many of you are there with me and with Dana and whoever the heck else is going next year. So we're going to hear from Dana tonight just a little bit as we introduce a really important call and sort of idea that we want to run with as a team. So Dana, thanks so much for kind of leading the way here, leading the charge.
I just want to take a second real quick to do shout outs if anybody else has them, but I need to shout out Rebecca Nelson. She's Rebecca MN on Facebook. She's kind of deactivated for the moment because she works on Instagram, but she is our team's newest business starter, which is absolutely huge. It just shows she's coming into the business, running out of the gate. She's been locking in Success Club 10 every single month, which is absolutely amazing. And crazy enough, she was a customer lead of mine that responded to an email and then just said she was ready to dive into coaching, and she's had an incredible transformation. So I just have to shout her out. Does anybody else have any recognition that they want to shout out this week?
I do, and it's going to be a spoiler alert, but everyone look at Katie Gwilliams. Am I saying your name right? Gwilliams. Okay. In the pink tank top, she is a brand new coach. She's hit Success Club already this month. She is going to turn Emerald tomorrow. She is absolutely killing it. And I just want to give her a shout out for not being afraid to fail forward. Also, tons of new coaches getting in the groove. It may not be a recognition milestone yet in terms of rank or anything, but Melissa's on the call tonight, Melissa Brogan. Looking to see who else is on the call. Melanie Messerly is on here, Amy Soto. Oh my God, all these new coaches who are just diving in and killing it. So if I didn't see you or forgot you, it is nothing personal. I'm just doing it on a whim.
So many new faces. All right, so let's get started.
Wait.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm jumping in here. It's not a recognition for rank or anything, but I think there's a birthday tomorrow. Isn't there a birthday for somebody? So I thought I'd put it out there because our dear Dana is turning 32.
Yep.
I think we should have I think we should all sing happy birthday.
I think that's a good one, Cal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Unmute everybody.
Hold on, I'm going to Instagram you guys. Okay, go ahead.
Arms out, record our beautiful voices. Go. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday
The worst happy birthday I think I've ever heard.
We're just gonna blame it on
Sure,
internet.
we'll do it better in Orlando.
Thank God we're
Definitely.
our coaches, because wow.
It's just internet lag. It's internet
So
lag.
we need to work on teamwork of singing happy birthdays.
Listen, Dana, just say thank you.
Synchronicity. Thank you. I really appreciate it. I hate being put on the spot like that, but
I know. That's why I did it.
appreciate it. You know that stuff.
I know.
Probably.
I love you.
I love you too.
All right, now you can go on with your other stuff, and I'll just mute myself again. Bye.
Okay. If you're not muted, would you mind muting just so we don't have background noise? But I'm gonna kind of speed through this real quick, a few things, but we decided to pull up and share this call that's actually from leadership, just because I feel like we would botch it and do a really huge disservice to the content of the call and just how it was delivered if we were to kind of try to sum it up to share with you guys. But I just want to share a few things from my own experience going into this. And if you guys know, like the last 4 months of my life have been extremely challenging, just with a lot of health issues, from a neck injury to thyroid and autoimmune. And I went into leadership feeling really kind of low. Like I was terrified if I was going to have energy to really be present in the events. You know, and it's like a funny reminder to me that if you ever doubt if you should get to an event and how you're going to feel coming out of it, make sure that you go. It doesn't matter what you've done in the year prior or where you feel, because I am so far from pretty much every single goal that I set at the beginning of the year. And with a lot of reflection, I can see exactly why and where I spent my time wrong, or what I could have done differently. But I also, with that sentiment, just want to say that wherever you are at in your business is exactly where you're supposed to be right now, to be learning whatever it is you need to learn to get yourself to the next level. And there's definitely seasons in this business. I think that for the first 4-ish years of being a coach, like I was just kicking ass and taking names and constantly in a growth mode. And that once in a while, you're going to get really humbled by a failure or by something that happens in your own life. Because that's been kind of what's happened to me this past year. And so kind of going to leadership, this is my 3rd leadership. And I shared, with Annalisa before going, you know, that there's always this part of me in the back of my mind that's like, do you deserve to be here? Like, this is the top of the company. It's never something I expected to go to when I started as coaching. I didn't know what the heck leadership was. I didn't know what it took to earn it. I didn't know what the experience would be like going. And I just really had this revelation that I wanted to share with you guys, is that, you know, you will be worthy and deserving of anything that you earn along the way if you so choose to believe that you are. Because one of my biggest struggles personally in this business all along has been the feeling of worthiness and adequacy. And it's really just coming down to making a decision of like, you are worthy of anything that you want to do and achieve in your life, and that you're going to have to grow through some weird phases and limiting self-beliefs to really be able to accept what comes into your life, if that makes sense. So like I said, heading into leadership, I really, you know, needed this kick in the ass that I got there. And one of the best things, and this might sound weird, is at a leadership conference, I don't know what you guys would think, but before I had ever gone to one, I always thought like, okay, this is just about me learning to like level up so I can come home and be better for my team. But what I've learned is it's not just about that. It's more so about self-reflection too, and like calling yourself out on the SHIT that you're not doing in terms of basics or in your business, or things you're not implementing, or habits that you're keeping that aren't serving you. And one of the best things about this leadership for me personally was it was just the kick in the butt that I needed to get over things that I've been letting hold me back. And that's in part why I really felt like this call was so profound to share tonight, because it's pretty tough love. And if you follow Danielle Natoni, you know that like she is the queen of consistency. She has had massive success in this business. She's an incredible coach to follow. And just her delivery of this message, I think that in the sense that it's tough love, like some of it you might hear it and be like, oh my God, that's me. And I just want to say that beforehand. I felt like that at different parts of this. So don't beat yourself up if something comes up and you're like, oh my God, I'm doing that, or oh my God, I've done that, or oh my God, I've been there. Think about it in a way of like productively helping yourself and coaching yourself, because having that self-reflection is what helps us always grow and get better in our own businesses. But in terms of thinking like how you're going to lead your teams, whether you have no coaches right now or whether you have coaches under you, we are all human and we're all getting better all of the time. So I just want to throw that out there, that this is a little bit tough love.
I also want to add to Dana, sorry to interrupt you. I saw a video from Rachel Hollis today. She's the author of Girl Wash Your Face. And it was a video on exactly what Dana was just saying, where, okay, you're going to hear something and be like, shoot, that's me. But it doesn't mean that you're terrible at this and you're doing it all wrong. It means here's how to change that, and here's what's going to propel your business forward. So if you get to that point of, oh crap, I'm not doing that. It's not, oh crap, I'm not doing that, I suck at this business and I'm a big failure. It's okay, I'm going to change that and my business is going to go move here. So think of it as an opportunity, not as something that is being told to you that you're doing wrong. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and like just really looking at it with a sense of like taking ownership, which sometimes requires us to be really honest with ourselves. And that can be hard to do because nobody wants to technically own their SHIT. But the thing is that when we have the courage to, we can get better from there. And things that maybe have held us back don't have to hold us back anymore. Or things that we haven't implemented, we can work on implementing those things. And this is a forever thing in this business. I personally think it's part of why this business is so hard, because you're going to come face to face with things that if you choose not to, you're not going to grow. And if you choose to, you will grow, right? And it's just a process. So I hope that you can embrace it. I hope that you take something from it. And at the end of this call, we're going to take like 10 to 15 minutes if we have it. And if you don't mind staying on to just kind of self-reflect, you don't have to talk. You can just share it in the comments, like 3 things that you really resonated with that are things that you're going to focus working on. Because again, we want this to be something productive where everybody can leave this call tonight feeling a little more self-assured in what they can work on to kind of take their businesses to the next level. I was going to share a few things that I took away from it, but it doesn't really make sense for me to do that until you watch it. So I'm going to screen share. And Annalisa, will you?
I have it on my second screen if that's easier, Dana, if you want to keep this one open.
Uh-oh, hold on. What did I do? Yeah, go ahead if you want to.
Just because I know I have the double.
Screen. Okay.
Yeah, if you guys want to as well, just chat through the video in the chat. Yeah. Can you guys see my second screen with Danielle with the YouTube video on it?
Yep.
Okay, let's make sure you guys can hear it. Let me get this chat back. Where's the chat? Okay, there's the chat. Okay. Can you hear that?
No, turn it up.
Can you hear it at all and it's just soft?
A little bit.
Let's see. I don't know what's the best way? Let me think about this for a minute.
Did you put closed captioning on, Annalisa? Might be better than nothing.
Okay. Let's see if I can.
It's probably super quiet because somebody recorded it on their phone.
Is that any better?
So today I'm going to talk to you about moving beyond service and getting coaches to level up. Yeah. I don't know if you ever have coaching dreams, but I do. You know, the ones where every person on your team is as fired up as you are. They're hitting success level left and right. they're hustling, they don't complain, they're just making money, dancing, right, having fun, and then you wake up to a text kind of like this. Just wondering if we can have a talk at some point. I'm feeling incredibly lost right now about business. I don't know why. I'm not quite sure what to do. I feel stuck. This is a real text from someone who shall remain anonymous, who repeatedly sends me texts like this. And every year she tells me the same thing. This is the year, Danielle, that I'm going to be an elite coach. This is the year that I'm actually going to start working with business and make all my dreams come true. The coach on the right, the working coach, also started at the same time as this coach. And she has been telling me the same thing for years and years as well. But she actually made advance to the 3-star diamond this year. This text says, I have some pretty lofty goals, but I'm sick of constantly saying I'm going to work business and not doing it. Notice the difference in the tone. One has a tone of like excuses and why they can't, and almost like why it's your fault it's not working for them. And the other one has a little bit of ownership in it. Let me show you more examples from these same two people. I think I'm overcomplicating things. Yeah, boo, you are. I'm fearful of inviting, and I'm not doing it, but I know I need to. The working coach, again, he's a real text that I pulled from Facebook Messenger. I feel like I'm posting constantly, inviting more people than ever, sending emails daily, working with my coaches, etc. I'm really trying to stay consistent with vital behaviors. Again, she's telling you utilize things that she's doing, taking ownership, where the other person is just like, it's not working. But yet she wants to make this her full-time gig. And one more example. I know I'm supposed to start a challenge group, but I'm confused and I don't know what to do. Start a challenge group. I don't become ready. I'm done. I'm gonna walk off. And I'm not gonna read you this other text, but basically you can see the difference. There's ownership in her message. I actually polled my team and asked them, what are some of the excuses you hear when people tell you they want to work with business, they want to make this work, I want to do what you do, I want to be elite, I want to be superstar, this is my year. And these are the main excuses that come up. I'm sure you've heard them. I don't know what to do or where to begin. I don't have enough time. I lack self-confidence. Gosh, that's a big one. I've tried everything. No, you haven't. I need more training. Have you been on YouTube lately? I thought it's harder than I thought it was going to be. So here's the deal. There comes a point, and especially because we are a female-dominated business, there comes a point where you need to realize not everybody gets to get off the bench and play. And you need to know when it's time to bless and release somebody because all they're doing is providing you lip service. And decide who really deserves your time and attention because they're ready to level up. So instead of giving you theory, I thought I'd give you a tool. Well, the men in the room, I'm going to guess, are going to say no. But any of you females in here take one of those Cosmo quizzes where when you're done, you're basically like Beyonce at the end because you scored all the yeses. So that's what this is going to be. When you have a coach who has repeatedly, more than once, told you, I want this, I want to do what you do, I want to be elite, I want to be full-time, but meanwhile, they're not posting, they're not showing up for team calls, they're not doing any of the vital things that they need to be doing to make this business work, how do you know whether it's time to bless and release, or how do you know whether it's time to pour into them, give them more time and attention, and help them realize their dreams? So you're going to ask them these questions. This is not me asking these to you. This is you asking that coach. So when they text you, go, hey, can we set up a call? I mean, I know we've had like 7, but this time I really mean it. You're going to ask them these simple questions. The last makes me think you've had this happen before. First question, are you being proof the products work? Yes or no? And you would think you wouldn't have to ask that question. But it really starts there. If you are not doing any of our workouts, if you are not taking any of our products. If you are simply trying to sell this business when it's convenient for you, it will not work. So are you making our products work? Number two, is your status still active? Are you blown away? When you post, hey guys, I'm winning a Diamond Dash crew, and the person who is inactive said, what do I gotta do to be in? Well, first of all, girl, you gotta order some Shakeology. And on that, question number three, are you currently receiving monthly subscription product? I don't care if you don't want to be on Shakeology Pool, you're on Daily Sunshine. That doesn't work. Guess what? Now we have Group Punch Energize. My husband will be so excited that there will now be a trail of pink in addition to the trail of yellow I see all over the house. Oh, can't do any of that? What about eCharge? We have plenty of opportunities for you to be on a monthly subscription of some sort. Have you completed a program from start to finish this year? Not when you joined 5 years ago. So glad you did 21 Day Fix when it first came out. But hey girl, we've got a lot of things that have come out since then. And when you do a program from start to finish, the way that the trainer designed it, that it's skill transfer, that spills over into other areas of your life. You can press play every single day on your workout, you can press play on your business. Amen. Do you listen to the national wake-up call each week, whether it's live or recording? I have never missed a national wake-up call. Not one single one. I am not above it, and I need it. And it is on a reminder on my calendar app, actually on Tuesday, that says, listen to the national wake-up call, because most times I can't listen live, and so that little reminder comes up on my to-do app so that I know that I've got to listen to that recording. And if they can't listen to the national wake-up call, they don't need what they don't want to be elite. They don't want to be 5-star diamond. They don't want to be sitting in your chair. Do you get on our team call live or the recording? That seems like a simple one. If I'm putting forth the effort to put on a team call and you can't get on it, you want me to pour in extra to you? That tool already exists. I'm always slightly offended when I use these large downline and I get on a call that doesn't have a celebrity trainer on it and there's under 100 people on it. Really? So to me, that's a very simple question. Are you registered for Summit? We all know that everyone has life and, the summer is hard and you have kids, but guess what? In my book, that's a job requirement. If you claim you want to be elite, you claim you want to be a superstar diamond, you better get your booty to Summit and register right now. Because you'll figure out a way to make it happen. That's what grandparents are for. Yeah, we'll say funky daddy, all y'all. Are you planning to attend the next Super Saturday? Nobody ever said Super Saturday would be convenient or close. And if you can't find one near you, become an emerald and hold it at your kitchen table. Can you verbalize why you want to blank? And I can't put anything there because depending on what this coach told you, can you verbalize why you want to be at leadership? Can you verbalize why you want to be a superstar diamond? Because if the only reason you want to be a superstar diamond is to get the really cute white jacket with the blue logo, I get it, jackets are awesome, but that's not going to help take you to the next level. Are you showing up daily on social media? Not occasionally, not when your hair is done, but daily. I have one superpower and one superpower only, and that is my consistency. I show up every single day. No matter what. Social media is not something you have to do, it's something that you get to do. And it gives us the opportunity every single day to build this business bigger than we ever could if we had to go door to door old school before social media existed. Are you posting on purpose and with strategy? There's a huge difference between just posting your cat because they're cute and really thinking about what Ashley just showed us before with a timeline and knowing why you're posting because you have a plan in place. Did you hit success on the last one? Hey guys, guess what? This is a business and I don't feel sorry for you if you couldn't help rating people in this business. 3 people every single month is the way that you clock into this business. That is your punch card every single month. And I'm sorry, I can't help you get to a meet right now because that is a bare minimum required. And at some point, you have to stop worrying about people's feelings and start figuring out how to help them build this business. Because you can hug them and celebrate them when they hit those measures of success. Did you finish a personal development book or program last month? Notice I said, did you finish? Not did you do. I'm so glad that you have a stack of books on your nightstand, but you have to open them, you have to read them, you have to get all the way to the end, and then you have to implement what you learned. And so if you've been reading the same book for a month, I give you permission to stop reading a book you don't like. If you don't like it, stop reading it and find something that speaks to you. Did you successfully implement a tip, tool, or strategy from a recent training? You can watch every YouTube video there is. You can listen to every national wake-up call, but if you don't actually spend a little time implementing those things into your business, why are you listening? Again, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to that coach who wants to get more of your time and level up. And then lastly, are you actively engaged with everyone on your team? We all have team groups, we all have team pages, we all have message strands. And so while I get that we also have lives, if you're not plugging into our systems, then how can I help you? So you're going to ask these questions to the coach who tells you, hey, I'm going to be here next year at leadership. And then we're going to Cosmo them. If you get a score of 0 to 5, so they said only 5 yeses or less to any of those questions, they're just giving you lip service. They don't really want it. And here's what I need for you to understand. Lesson, Lisa, move on. It's okay. You cannot be everything to everybody. Arnaud once told me a long time ago, and I'm probably messing this up, that you can't treat a dog like an eagle. And what I think he meant by that was you can't treat everybody the same. Because they're not. And the people in your business who show up for every national wake-up call, who never miss a Super Saturday, even when it's convenient, who are at Summit right after they have a baby, those are the people who deserve every ounce of your time. And the people who give you excuse after excuse after excuse don't. And I need you to be okay with that. But you can let them know that you will always be there for them, no matter what. Because that's who you are as a human, but that doesn't mean that you have to drag them along on this ride. All right, so this one's a little trickier. They give you 6 to 10 yeses. They're kind of in that middle. You could go either way. So what do you do? Well, I'm a former elementary school teacher, so this is something I call 3 sparkles and a wish. Your 3 sparkles, you're going to share with them 3 things that made you really great. Right? What are those 3 sparkles? We actually use this on my team when a league report day comes out. Because instead of focusing on the one thing of like that number where your rank is, let's focus on 3 things that are really great. So you're going to focus on their 3 sparkles. What are 3 things that made you really well? You know what? Maybe you do show up to every team call. And maybe they press play on their workout every single day. And maybe they go to Shakeology if they never drop. But your wish, the area of opportunity for them is to post on purpose on social media. And then 11 to 15. These are your people who are ready to level up. These are the people who are like, okay, maybe I told you year in and year out that I wanted it, but now I'm ready. Now I'm ready. So here's what you're going to do with those people. You're going to have them recommit to starting and completing a workout and or nutrition program. From start to finish the way it was designed. You're going to help them find an accountability partner to check in daily and weekly because you can't be all things to them. They need somebody else that they don't want to let down. So you're going to do a little blind date setup between them and some other potential accountability partners. Accountability partners will change my business. Both from Julie Forrest to Melissa McAllister, I would not be where I am without them. So help them find somebody who's going to do that for them. Pick a new book to read or listen to on audio. Help them. Now that you know that they really want this, what is the book that you think that will really speak to them and serve them in this quest to level up? Schedule their calendar for the rest of the year. Literally have them get in their calendar, or if they're old school on paper, and put in every Monday on repeat. That's what that repeat button on their iCal is for. Every Monday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time is the national wake-up call. And every Monday night at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time is our team call. Have them plug that in. So it is on their calendar, and they will schedule their life around you because it is that important. Add Summit and Super Saturday dates into their calendar. The minute those are released, those should get put into your calendar again. So that I know there's going to be people like schedule their wedding around Summit, right? Like who in here probably wants to have a kid? They're like calculating that. Okay, well, if we have sex today, and I should still be able to get to Summit. Okay, cool, right? It's that important. You know you thought about that. You're like, can I go on a cruise? And identify a posting strategy that works. How many times have you heard from a coach, I don't know what to post on social media? So help them identify what are their 5 to 6 things other than Beachbody and fitness that they could be posting about. Or maybe it's something as simple as using popular hashtags like Motivation Monday, Transformation Tuesday, Workout Wednesday, Thursday, Flex Friday, Sweaty Saturday, Self-Care Sunday. Maybe it's something as simple as that, but help them identify a posting strategy that will work for them so that they can be consistent on social media. Identify the magic wand situation. This is basically my fancy way of saying your why. If I ask that coach, why do you want to do this? That seems a little ethereal for them. But I say, I can wave a magic wand right now. All your dreams could come true. What does that look like for you? And so they tell me, gosh, I love nothing more than to do this full time and to travel more and to be home with my children. Then you can use that when the times get tough to help them, remind them of why they're doing this. Set once-a-week reminders on their phone to send you progress updates. It is not my job to have to follow up with you to make sure that you're doing all the things, because I'm pretty sure you're an independent Team Beachbody coach. Kind of like parenting, right? Like, at this point, I really hope my 17-year-old is brushing her teeth every day. Pretty sure. We still ask every once in a while, they'll give you the breath test, see? But it's not my job to check in on that. So we're going to set up a reminder in their phone that says, okay, every Wednesday at 6 p.m., I'm going to send you a text and give you my weekly progress on where I'm at and how I'm doing. Identify a goal and set a date for it, and help them identify a reward. Let's be honest, you guys, adults work the same as kids. And if it's going to help somebody get to 5-star quicker because they know they're going to get a new pair of shoes, let's put that on their list. There is nothing wrong with having a physical reward as a reminder of where you want to go and why. Identify the number of people they should talk to each day before their head hits the pillow. Just saying inviting is overwhelming, and I think I saw from back there we have a new tool that actually lays that out a little bit more specifically for them. And then have them screenshot that list and send it to their success partner that you set them up with, so that you are not overwhelmed with that every day, but they are being held accountable to somebody. Now I know my good friend Julie is really excited that Summit is in Indy again. And I want to remind you a little bit something about leadership. I have a lot of amazing leaders on my team, and I am so blessed to have them with me, but it's not my doing at all. The only thing that I do as a leader is I run really, really fast in hopes that they'll either catch up to me or surpass me. Here's the definition of what a pace car is. The pace car is utilized at the start of the race to lead the assembled starting grid around the track for a predetermined number of unscored warm-up laps. Then it releases the field at a purposeful speed to start the race. Your job as a leader is to be the pace car. You are setting that pace. And from there, it's up to them to decide whether or not they're going to speed up, slow down, topple out, or speed ahead of you and win the race. So I hope that helps you in some way decide whether somebody is giving you lip service, whether it's time to level up, and also gives you a little bit of space to breathe and realize it is not your job to do all things to all people and to drag them. It is simply your job to set the pace and let them decide whether or not they show up in the winner's circle. And my word that encompasses Team Beachbody is DNA. Because it is so much more than a family, and it is so much more than blood. It is genetically coded in who we are and what we do, how we operate, how we act, and how future generations in front of us will act as well. So thank you so much for listening to me today.
I can't close this. Okay. Hold on, bear with me, guys. I don't know why. There we go. I knew that was going to happen. Okay. All right, guys. There it is. Here's your checklist. Lots of gut checks. And I also wanted to say, like, if you're a brand new coach on here, obviously you haven't quite mastered all of these. It doesn't mean you're not ready to level up yet. It just, these are like guidelines on what kinds of things are going to be really important to start your business and through the life of your business. These are things that you can do as a day 1 coach now, as a day 372 coach, whatever.
I just want to say off the bat, who can comment below that you have already printed and or filled this out and posted it in your team page? Yes.
Yep.
I honestly think that this is a really good thing to come back to like every single month for ourselves, but also just, you know, putting it in your personally sponsored coaches page. I'm going to be doing that this week. But just kind of as a benchmark reminder for us all of like the nitty gritty basics that are absolute must. I think it's a fantastic checklist.
Yeah. And I think the first 3, are you being proof the products work? Is your status active? And are you currently receiving a monthly subscription? Like, well, at least 2 and 3 go hand in hand. If you're receiving a monthly subscription, your account will be active. If you're receiving a monthly subscription, it means because you're drinking Shakeology every day or you're drinking your performance line every day and you need it again the next month. So just staying on track with those kinds of things are super important. And then calls and events, they're huge. You guys are on it tonight. You know they're important. So it also, like getting on team calls, even if you know the topic, like leaders on this team get on calls. I've noticed even when they don't need that call, they're there to support their coaches who are getting on the call because their coaches need that information and they want to show up and be present for their team, those kinds of things. So always getting on calls. Yes, things happen, guys, but when I was getting on, when it was Drop the Cookie and I was a coach, I think I said this last week, like I was telling Keith at the restaurant, we have to like close out our check because it's team call night. Like getting home and getting on team calls and just being present and active in the team each week. And when you start to do that, it's just like your workouts. Like when you get in the system or a routine of getting your workout done every day, when you start to not do that, you start to feel like you're missing a little piece of something or something's not quite on track. And yes, things happen. Like there will be days that you absolutely cannot get on a call. That doesn't mean that, but just means you're doing whatever it takes to be a part of it. There was another one I wanted to touch base on. Super Saturday. I had some private messages about the next one. Super Saturday in Boston or everywhere is this next Saturday, the 20th. If you guys are not near us, not in Boston or not going to Orlando on this leadership, find one near you. Even if it's a little bit of a drive, touch base with us and we'll help you find a Super Saturday near you. Most of the time there is a large one. Occasionally you'll find really small ones, but you never know what you might run into, get into a small event.
I just want to ask, because I like the 3 sparkles and a wish comment, but I think we should do 3 and 3 maybe. So if you would post in the comments like you can do 1 or 3 of these things on this checklist that you feel like you are doing really well. And then maybe 3 things that you want to work on and improve upon that you said no, or that you said yes to with like a conditional yes. Cause I had a couple of those where I was like, yes, I do, but not the way that I need to be.
What were you saying, Dana? Come up with the 3 that you need to work on?
Like say 3 that you're doing well, because I think it's important to celebrate the things you are doing well. And I mean, it's probably going to be more than 3 most likely. And then say 3 things that you need to improve upon, whether it's you answered no to it or you answered yes, but like a yes, but not the way I know I should be. I love that. Improve on applying the personal development. I'm losing it as it goes up. Katie, I love that you mentioned that one because I think that that's a big one. I think that, I think you posted something about it today, but I can say that I've done that many times as well. Is basically like you read a book and you think of all these concepts and you're so inspired from it, but then like a month later you haven't done anything with what you learned, right? So like I love that she highlighted in this video the concept of not just like reading the personal development and then internalizing it, but actually like applying something from it into our lives. Because the same goes for anything. Just like it's just like if you have a Beachbody on demand membership, just because you have it doesn't mean that it's going to change your life unless you actually utilize it, right? And I think that definitely applies for PD too. Definitely does for me. Ashley, that's a huge one. Hitting Success Club the first 2 weeks of the month. That's something I've been slacking on the last few months too, that I like was always a non-negotiable for a long time. It makes a big difference in your momentum and your energy throughout the month. Pushing for higher numbers. Okay, so how about this? With the things that we said we are going to improve upon, can you write in like 3 sentences like what you can actually do to improve upon those things? Like if it was like I didn't finish a PD book, like pick a book and decide, you know, that you're going to commit to that. Or if you haven't done a program yet, like in completion, what you're going to commit to and what day you're starting or something like that. 10 minutes a night, Stephanie. That's like a game changer. That's the only way that that book reading ever happens. I love it. Yes, you can earn a Summit ticket. So, well, you're a super early morning person anyways, but maybe 10 minutes of reading on your lunch break. I love these. A list of 6 things not Beachbody related, Whitney. That's a really, really great tip for posting.
Yay, Bethany, registering for Summit tonight.
Yes, girl.
She's my kind of person. She said, it's only a 14-hour drive. I can totally do that.
I drove once, 13 hours. Get it, girl.
I drive every time. I love it. It's quiet time without children.
True story. Writing out a calendar month for different promos have helped previously. That's a really good one too. Planning out your month in general so that you know what you should be inviting to, sharing about, etc. It's a game changer. We'll listen to wake up calls.
Dana, you mentioned hybrid calendar at some point. Melanie's asking, and I missed what you were talking about. When you said that, I was reading the chat.
Can we turn this off? I hate looking at a checklist.
Yeah. Wait, sorry.
I want to see faces. If you guys don't know, I had a really, really severe neck injury that I ended up going to therapy for over a month for, and I'm still technically rehabbing it because I'm not allowed to lift overhead and I'm not allowed to lift heavy weights, which absolutely kills my spirit because there is literally 0 programs that I can commit to in full. But that's why I'm committing to Team Mindset All In.
We lost Dana. Did you guys lose her?
Did you
Dana, we're just looking at a frozen you.
Unstable. Can you hear me now?
Well.
Uh-oh. No. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. You said it killed your spirit because you can't commit.
Yeah, because ever since the day I became a coach, like being all in, and if you know me well, you know that I lean on the kind of like overly obsessive side where if I'm committed to something, like I will not have wine, I will not have chocolate. I am kind of crazy like that, but it works for me because I truly feel like that 100% all-in commitment, like really transfers into my level of commitment with my business where I'm like, if I can do hard things and I can stay committed, I can do harder things in my business too. That's just how I've always kind of felt about it. But since I've been injured since the end of April, it's been a huge struggle because I was put on restriction from a workout program at all for a month. And the past month-ish, I'm off restriction, but I do have limitations in terms of I can't lift overhead. I'm not allowed to do full out push-ups. Like I can't lift heavy weights, etc. So it kind of narrows down the ability to do any one program start to finish. So I'm going to be pulling programs from Beachbody on Demand that are things that I can do, like specific lower body workouts, cardio workouts, whatever, and even workouts that only have a few moves that I would need to modify. Like there are some in 80-day obsession that I can do, and just making a calendar that works for me to commit to. Because more than anything, it's the mental thing of like knowing that I have to show up every day at a specific time, and I know what I'm pressing play on, and there is no guesswork, and I just show up and I get it done rather than being like, what workout am I going to do today? I can't do this one. And it's like defeating. It's like defeating before I even show up to work out. And I hate feeling that because I love exercise. So that's what I meant by hybrid calendar. The other thing I just wanted to throw out there in terms of like the whole, probably couldn't see it because things were going so fast, but one of my like huge aha realizations, and it's something that I've known for like months now, but it was something that just like smacked me straight in the face at leadership, was that if Annalisa had asked me a month ago if I could verbalize my why and like what I was pushing for next, I could say like, I want to push for our team to regain 5-star. Like I could say a lot of things and they might sound great, but at the same time, if there's no emotional connection behind why you are pushing for those things, it doesn't matter what the hell goal you set. Nothing. It doesn't matter. And I say this because all of the years prior, when I would like sacrifice sleep and I would show up when it was hard and I could like have a million no's and I would still get up the next day and send 30 more invites because I was just hungry and I didn't care what it took. And the shift that happened was I ended up winning a custody battle, getting my income to a place that I wanted it to be. And then I had a massive failure and it was like my motivation tanked because my why was not
Cliffhanger.
What? What's that? Oh, so I'm just saying, like,
It was massive.
Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Did I get stuck again? Everyone froze. Oh my God.
Dana, we were mad living you. We were like, well.
I was like, why is everybody laughing? I'm so confused because I'm still talking and I don't know what's happening. Well, I guess the universe wanted to lighten up my...
Well, all we heard was that you went through all of that and then maybe you were about to say you had a massive shift or a massive...
Well, I was basically saying that when I was thinking about this at leadership, and it wasn't one specific thing that brought this to my attention, it's just been something that like in the back of my head, I've known that I needed to like recommit to in my mind. But guys, it's hard when you have hit a ton of the goals that you've set and then all of a sudden you have to set way bigger goals. Like it's almost scarier than it was when I was a new coach and I had to set goals because like I know the work that it takes, like, and I know the things that happen along the way and the failures and whatever. But my motivation level drastically shifted once I achieved an income level that I wanted and once I won my custody battle. Like that was the most emotionally challenging thing, that no matter what was happening in my business or my life, that I could remind myself of what I was showing up for and I would show up for it. When I was tired, when I didn't feel like it, when everybody said no, like whatever. And I think that my biggest like realization from this is that I have not had super clear clarity on where I'm going next and what it means to me and what that feels like. And if we don't have that really solid emotional why, it is going to be 10 times harder for you to show up when your business is hard, when you're struggling to hit Success Club, when you're not having great luck on social media, when whatever, like we have life happen too, you know? And I think that having that really connected, clear, emotional why and that driving force is what's going to push you through the hardest freaking times in your business or when you hit failures or miss goals or whatever, so that you can bounce right back with some grit and some resiliency and keep going for it. And I can tell you that looking back on the last year, that if I would have pushed myself to get a little clearer on that quicker, that this year could have been different. But like I said, there are seasons for everything. And I've learned a lot this year in not just what I have done, but what I haven't done. So embrace it wherever you're at, but get clear on it.
True. All right. Hopefully this checklist helps. I know for me, it gives me like a gut check and just kind of like a reflection, like check in occasionally, keep it somewhere, print it out, keep it somewhere that you can see, and just kind of check in on it all the time and see where you're at and what you're doing. Kind of like our business activity trackers, which we're coming out with a new one again. So just kind of things to monitor your business and give you something to look at and say, am I doing what I think I'm doing? Let's literally check off the boxes of my business. Are these things getting done? Next week, we'll update you on a call Wednesday night because many of us are traveling, getting ready for the Aspire Nation Leadership Retreat, which will be in Florida next week. So likely we'll be coming to you guys from there somehow. So stay tuned on next week's plans, or what we'll do either in place of it or as a shifted time for the call. A couple last minute things. I've gone live in the team page, but Shift Shop, I am hosting in Health Hustlers, the Shift Shop Proving Grounds. It is Shift Shop. It has some new workouts thrown in there. It is a 3-week program, 25 minutes the first week, 35 the second, 45 the third. We are inviting like crazy to that if you have fitness people, and Dana's team is also hosting a 2B mindset group. So depending on the people you're talking to, you've got homes for all of them to be supported in. So your job is to go out there and invite like crazy this week. Start conversations, connect with people, invite them to these challenges that we host, find the right fit for them. Same as Shift Shop and 2B, we're doing prep weeks next week. So technically you have like all of kind of this weekend and into next week to get people started, because most of this stuff is online, but they do need to get their Shakeology and their trackers and things in the mail. So make sure you give them time for shipping to get started with us all on the 22nd. All right, and big day tomorrow for some people on the team, and another big week for people next week. So keep the momentum up, guys. The energy is killer in the team. It's kind of amazing, and I love it. And I'm so proud of everybody, especially these new coaches making moves. So good night, and thanks for joining us tonight.
And thank you for the birthday wishes.
Yay, and happy birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday.